Alright, Schlockmeister fans, we're going old school here. 1960s Village of the Damned. Let's watch it. The movie starts with this guy talking on the phone. And watch closely. Apparently this thing is happening all over town. Everybody is just collapsing over. Are they dead? Turns out there's this entire town, there's like a perimeter. As soon as you hit this certain spot, you just collapse. Notice there was a bus there too that everybody was passed out on. The army sends in a guy with a gas mask, and even he too, in spite of the mask, falls victim. They send an airline pilot up there too, and he's okay at first, but once he gets below a certain elevation, and then just like that, a few hours later, everybody starts waking up. Except that pilot, of course. He's dead.
We've established that whatever it was static, odorless, invisible. It didn't register on radar, it was non-metallic, it showed nothing on our Geiger counters.
A couple months later, it's discovered that every woman of breeding age is pregnant, including virgins and married women who did not cheat.
She was terribly frightened, and frankly, so am I. I know these girls. I've watched them grow up. And when they tell me that there's no way of accounting for their condition, well, I'm compelled to believe them.
Yes, but is it normal?
It's more than normal. It's a 7-month embryo after only 5 months.
But apparently these pregnant women
Probably just.
are not well liked by puppies. That's Bruno the dog.
Quiet, Bruno. Lie down and behave yourself.
A few months later, all these babies are born. Now some time has passed. They're growing at an accelerated rate also.
But you didn't even show her how to do it.
Well, that's exactly my point. I didn't have to. If you demonstrate something to one of them, they all know it. Now watch.
And then we see the first demonstration of the eyes. Apparently they have various powers in these eyes that can make people do certain things.
Solving the riddle of the universe. Your son, David.
Anthea's son. I have no proof that he's mine.
The Home Secretary has permitted this disclosure. I can now inform you that Midwich is not the only colony of such children.
Apparently there's 4 or 5 other colonies where this has happened across the world.
They are 1 mind to the 12th power. Now just think what it would mean if we could guide it. We could leap forward in science 100 years.
At the risk of being destroyed.
You were aware of life on another planet.
That's a question all these demon kids don't want to answer.
Know what you're trying to find out. It'd be better if you didn't ask these questions. We want to learn from you.
Well, this guy almost hit one of the girls with his car. Near accident. Kids don't like that. So they do their eye thing, of course, and he gets back into his car and runs right into a wall.
Brother, this won't bring him back. Who's going to stop them if I don't try? You can't stop them with that, believe me.
They're not human. They ought to be destroyed.
That's the brother of the car
I say
victim.
go home.
And guess what the kids make him do?
Tried it out yesterday.
The Russians bombed a city that had kids.
The village of Raminsk no longer exists.
Like Frankenstein with the pitchforks and the fire. The townspeople come after the kids, but the kids know what they're doing, and they basically burn themselves.
You should know what to expect.
It'll not happen to us. It will not happen to us because we have to survive, no matter what the cost. Arrange a method of getting us away from here without attracting attention. You'll find a number of families spread over the country that'll take us in.
Our conception of the elements and the place of the atom.
You were to tell us tonight what arrangements you'd made for us.
He has other plans for them. He knows those kids can read his mind, so he's trying to block it as best he can by thinking of a brick wall. But he has a bomb inside of that little briefcase. And if he can make it till 8:30... that's pretty much the end of our film. Alright, let's talk about Village of the Damned. Now, this is a movie that I taped off of cable probably 1992 or 1993. I watched it at the time, and I liked it at the time, and I haven't seen it since. So it's been like 27, 28 years since I last saw this movie. I have it on a DVD here with Children of the Damned, which was the sequel to it. Movie I've also seen, but I don't remember anything about that one either. So anyway, Village of the Damned, 1960 it came out. It's a horror movie. It was kind of cheaply made, and they didn't think much of it, the studio. Who was the studio? I'm not even sure. Warner Brothers, looks like. They didn't think much of the movie, so they didn't give it any promotion or anything, but it turned out to be a nice little hit for them. It made a nice little profit. What we have here is this town, Midwich, I think was the name of the town, in Great Britain somewhere. And all of a sudden, one day, everybody in town just collapses. We don't know if they're dead or what, but they're just like put into a coma, or they're sleeping for maybe 3 or 4 hours. And then just like that, everybody wakes up a few hours later and everything's fine. Even the animals went to sleep during this time. The army came in and tried to figure out what was going on. They couldn't figure it out. Then just magically everything was fine again. Until about 2 months later, when they discovered that every single woman in the town who was of breeding age, I guess you could say, is pregnant. And nobody could figure out what's going on, because a lot of these women are young and they were virgins, and there were some married couples who were pregnant, and they thought there was some cheating going on, infidelity. It didn't make any sense. Plus, these babies are advancing, or in the womb. Like at one point they said it's a 7-month fetus, but we're only 5 months into this. So anyway, these kids are all born, and they have accelerated growth, and they all kind of look alike: blonde hair, blue eyes. Turns out they're very, very smart, too. And they have some sort of collective mind, like the Borg on Star Trek. If one knows, then the whole group knows. And clearly these aren't human babies. We've figured that out by now. We don't know what exactly happened. Well, it turns out that this same event that occurred in this Midwich town occurred in 3 or 4 other towns across the country, across the world, I should say. It happened in Australia, in Russia, up in Alaska. In most of the other places, the kids were killed or something happened and didn't work out. But in 2 of them, Russia and here in Midwich, the kids were allowed to grow and age and live. And then we find out later on that the Russians used a bomb, and they bombed the whole town where these kids were. And so we're starting to think that there's something really wrong with these kids. They get questioned. People are teaching. They get questioned about, are you from outer space? They didn't really answer the questions. One of the kids just basically bluntly says, we're here to learn from you. So clearly they're not human, and everybody kind of knows it at this point. And the townspeople are getting scared of them. At one point they try to kill them, and it doesn't work. The kids have these powers in their eyes. They can make their eyes kind of glow, and it's like a mind control thing. They make one guy run his car into a brick wall and die, and make another guy shoot himself with a shotgun. So the kids are dangerous here. Finally, it's decided, after the Russians blew up this one town full of the kids and killed the whole town, that they got to do something. And they decide they're going to blow up these kids too. But the problem is these kids can read your mind, so they don't know how they're going to pull it off. The older they get, the smarter they get, the better they are. So the teacher, who's the father of one of these kids, walks into the classroom with a briefcase with a bomb in it, and he's trying to block his mind. He keeps thinking of a brick wall, a brick wall, a brick wall. And the kids even say, you're thinking of a brick wall. They're trying to figure out what he's doing too. And the bomb is set to go off at exactly 8:30 on the nose. And just as the kids realize what's going on, the bomb goes off, and that's the end of our movie. So anyway, it's a cool little flick. Obviously, the thing you remember are those glowing eyes you see on those kids there. That's kind of the highlight of the film there. And they are creepy. They're definitely creepy. Yeah, that's about it. So anyway, this is a 1960 movie, black and white. Like I said, they made a sequel, Children of the Damned. I believe they made a remake to this movie in maybe 1995 or so. Same title, Village of the Damned. I haven't seen that one, so I don't know how to compare it to it. But this is a good movie. It's a really good movie. It's got a creepy overtone to it, and it's pretty quick too. 77 minutes. Doesn't waste any time getting going, and it's fun. It's a fun film. So check it out. Let me know what you think about it. Leave some comments down below. It's Children of the Damned. Watch it.